3-pound grater.
Or a half of, remember when Publix used to sell their lemon cakes in half? I get a half of lemon cake.
Mine was
once a week.
Mine was Taco Bell. For some reason, she craved Taco Bell like a motherfucker.
I didn't eat any of that.
No. I ate it by myself. Bro, when she got...
Hold on.
When Crystal got pregnant with Chris, I weighed probably 155 pounds on a good day. By the time Chris was born, I was 205. So because look, she would always say, especially the first trimester was, oh, I'm so hungry. I want this, this, and this. I get in the car, go get it. Usually it was shells. She wanted shell shrimp pasta. No problem. I love shell shrimp pasta.
Run it.
So I would go order two. Let me get 2 shrimp pastas. I go pick them up. I bring them back. I open it up. She smell it. I don't want it no more.
Done.
I guess
garlic just killed.
Bro, we wasn't making, but like I was making like $12 an hour at the time. She might be making 13. We ain't got time. We ain't got money to be wasting food.
Y'all still at the mobile, right?
Yeah. I'm finna eat both of these shits. So you don't want them? I'm gonna eat them then.
Lunch for tomorrow.
And then I need some dessert. So it was either, like I said,
lemon cake,
half a lemon cake, which I would probably murk in a day,
or Mrs. Smith out the freezer.
Mrs. Smith, where I would eat half one day and then the half the next day with ice cream on top.
So wait a minute. So why were like a full apple pie? So why were you eating half of an apple pie?
I felt like I was eating for 3.
Why?
I don't know, man. Like my sweet tooth was out of control. Like the first 6 months of her pregnancy, my sweet tooth was out of control. It was. I had to have something every day.
I mean, I understand back this time we were mid 20s.
I was 27.
Like late 20s.
I can get away with that.
Get away with half an apple pie though?
Bruh, do you know how good a hot apple pie is?
I mean, I understand that.
Microwave?
I understand that.
You get it out of the oven and it still ain't hot enough.
Half though.
For me. I would still put it in the microwave.
We know you like your food piping hot. You put your shit in the microwave
another
minute. 4 minutes.
See, I can't stand that.
Nah, bro.
And
then you put that cold ice cream on top of that hot apple pie, and I had to eat it fast enough to where
it doesn't melt.
Because I don't want the ice cream to melt.
Okay.
So I'm finna go to town and be done. And by the time I finish, I'm like,
that's like me eating Frosted Flakes. I eat
fast as hell
because I can't. If it gets soggy,
don't want
them.
Done it.
Y'all weird. But anyway.
You let Frosted Flakes get soft?
I mean, I eat cereal at a normal pace. I don't wolf it down.
I go to work, bro. But I eat everything fast.
I be like, yo, get out my way. Don't say nothing.
and you can't pour it and then like set it down.
No, as soon as
that milk hit that
boom, the spoon's in. Let's go.
I'm the same way.
Damn savages. Nobody would ever know.
I'm the same way. Bro, soggy cereal is the worst.
Cornflakes. Oh man.
The worst. Are we talking? Have we gotten the queue?
No, I mean, but we are,
Oh, my bad.
We on.
We live.
We live.
Excuse me, my fault. We talking about soggy cereal. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the OG Sports Show. It's your boy Chuck.
Slow motion.
And B.
Excuse us. We kind of got a little bit off track, but we appreciate y'all joining us live once again from South Tampa, SVM Studios. We got a fairly packed show, some good interesting topics, I would say.
Yeah, we're gonna switch it up a little bit.
Just a little bit, but obviously we gotta get into our sports and first. So y'all ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's do this.
All right. Slow what the lick read, bro.
What the lick read, week 18. All right.
18 or 19?
19?
19. No, it's 19.
19. Okay.
My bad.
All right.
Man.
It's all good.
Hey.
From eating them.
The O in OG. The O stands for old.
Oh, yeah. I'm the O is the OG.
Frosted Flakes
not original.
We old. Well, we are in the heart of the college football season, still in the first quarter of the NFL season. Got 4 games in the NFL, and what college we in? What, 5?
6
games. Wow.
A lot of upsets this past Saturday.
A lot of upsets. But Bama stands alone again. But I don't think they're as strong as they usually be. The defense is a little bit suspect, but they still good.
I'm anticipating that if Alabama and Georgia meet in the SEC championship game,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call that's gonna be the game of the century already. At least it's gonna be built up to be.
Yeah.
If it pans out to be that, we'll see.
Georgia has they got to be defensively. Georgia is
Right.
best in the country,
Hands down.
best in the country. Just offensively, they got to start to turn it
Yeah.
up a little because their schedule is only going to get tougher. They still got to play Florida, which even though Florida did just lose to Kentucky, that game in Jacksonville is still going to be
It's
crazy.
still gonna be a good
Oh, yeah.
game.
Right.
Still gonna be a good game. Do I think Florida got enough offense to put up, plus 14 points against Georgia? I don't know. I don't know if anybody does outside of Alabama.
Not too many people do.
Yeah.
Not too many people do, especially when you think about like possible down the line playoff matchups. Alabama, everybody's down pretty much across the board. Oklahoma's down.
Clemson,
Ohio
Florida's
State's not
down.
that good.
Clemson
Clemson's
obviously down.
Ohio State's down. You got teams now jockeying for position that are typically not there. Cincinnati. I always try
Right.
to tell y'all. Yeah, I told y'all Cincinnati's one of those teams. Like this could be their year to make the playoffs.
I got faith in them.
Yeah. Then you look at it like Penn State. Penn State and Iowa play this week. That's a top five teams.
That's going to determine what happens with either one of their seasons.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, it's still up in the air and up for open. So it's outside Alabama. The other four spots are, in my opinion, are not as locked in as they used to be.
Well, Texas and Oklahoma is going to be a good test to see if Oklahoma's for real or not.
It's gonna be 60 to 59.
Probably, yeah. Ain't gonna be no defense played. So that's gonna be this week. That's gonna be those two games, Iowa and Penn State, and Texas and Oklahoma are probably gonna kind of lay the foundation. Probably just kind of either it's gonna be decided. One of those two teams are gonna be like, okay, yeah, we're on our way to the playoff, or it's gonna be up in the air again. Because I think if Texas wins, let's say Texas beat Oklahoma, of course they're gonna catapult Texas up into into the top 5 probably.
Texas, I thought Texas 21 right now. They're not going.
They're gonna at least be in the top 10 because they're gonna, because
Didn't they take a loss this season? They still undefeated.
I think they did take a loss.
Yeah, they lost. They 4-1.
Yeah, Texas not going to jump up.
But you know how the NCAA is, and the media is. It's kind of like with Michigan and those blue blood schools. That the college football is way better when Texas is in the top 10. You know what I'm saying? So they'll be, if Texas win that game, they're gonna thrust them into the top 10.
Yeah,
hands down.
It's a 21. They're ranked 21 in Oklahoma's ranked 6. So that's it'll bump them up to top
Probably 10.
top 15. They won't jump top 10 that
I
quick.
don't know, man. You know how much you
'Cause
folks
you-
love Texas.
Well, you think about this. Penn State's 4, Iowa's 3. One of those loss, if it's a tough loss, they're not.
They won't leave the
They
top
won't
10.
fall that far.
No.
Georgia is playing Auburn. Georgia's 3, Auburn's 18. Let's just say Auburn beats Georgia. Georgia's not going to fall that far back. So you're as far as Texas jumping up to like the top 10, I ain't going to put them in the top 10. Now top 15 maybe with a win against the top 10 team, I could see them 15, 16.
I'm just thinking that because of, like, you saw how quickly, like, Michigan, they haven't really beaten anybody, but they thrust them up to top 10 team because they feel like I said, college football is much better if Michigan is doing good and Texas is doing good, and
You gotta have a Big Ten in there somewhere.
right.
Well, I mean, the 3 teams you got: Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State, and Penn State, and Iowa.
Is Michigan State still undefeated?
Yes.
We see how they quickly jumped Michigan over them so fast. You know what I'm saying?
Michigan was ranked higher. Michigan State was unranked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michigan was at least in the top 25, so they've been there. So I can see it. But the 3 games we're picking from today, those are probably the best 3 games. And all the other games I looked at it's okay. I mean, you may see a game it's just a good game.
right.
Yeah.
Like it's close or somebody wins it shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
shouldn't.
that was like the Oregon Stanford game.
Right.
But Georgia has to, and this is the weekend. They
This-
always fall into them traps.
They can, if Georgia beats Auburn, I don't see nobody in the East beating them.
I don't see Auburn beating them. I watched Auburn play. Who did they play the other night? LSU.
LSU
Mhm.
and Bo Nix turned
obviously,
into Johnny Manziel.
yeah, out of nowhere. But yeah, I don't. Based off what they look like against LSU, they don't stand a chance against Georgia. A chance. They're not going to be able
They
to run the
don't.
ball. And if it's going to be on Bo Nix's arm
But that
or
game,
the other cat's arm to win,
But
it's not
JT
going to happen.
Daniels got to play.
it's in
Yeah.
Auburn, and like Auburn's not a slouch team. Like they may make a couple of mistakes here and there, but they get up.
Oh, they're definitely
this a rivalry.
How could they not? I mean, they're gonna get up for the game, but I mean, them cats that Georgia got up front on that defensive line are just ridiculous, and they stay fresh because they keep rotating. I mean, it don't make no sense how good they are. I don't see the way Bo Nix was running for his life against LSU. Yeah. He really gonna run for his life against Georgia.
A lot of that stuff he was doing, I was like, LSU, man, y'all can't even get this dude to the ground.
Yeah, it was embarrassing.
But Georgia has to avoid that trap they always fall into every year.
Yeah.
And this is the week.
This is potentially a trap for them because they probably not gonna get up as much for Auburn as they would for, say, Florida or you know, one of the other, you know, bigger SEC teams. So it'd be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be watching.
The Florida State Seminoles have won a game.
Hooray.
Right.
Go no.
Hooray is about as all I can.
And it's sad that we're in October and we just got one
But
win.
man, I'm glad we won the game. I really am. But we looked so bad, bro. Like we still look real bad.
So okay. So this is an indictment on who's to blame? Because I clearly think like the down years of recruiting has really left this team in a bad place. Like it's not just it's coaching. Coaching has something to do with it.
Coaching is, to me, that's what it is, period. Because we all coaches and we watch the game a little different.
Right.
I don't know if y'all see the same thing I saw, especially down the stretch. Syracuse defensive backs were playing our receivers about 10 to 12 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Begging Florida State for either a quick hitch or a slant.
I don't think we ran a slant all season.
I don't think it's in the playbook. It can't be.
It's probably not. But then, like I said, look at it. I look at it like this. You've been missing outside of Jameis.
We haven't had a quarterback.
We haven't really had a quarterback.
Although flashes.
I liked Francois. I feel like he got a raw deal. I felt like that cat played his heart out.
He got hammered too.
He did. Especially you think back to that Mississippi State. I mean, the Ole Miss game. Like that dude played his heart out for us.
Until
I think he got a bad rap
for me, and this team will take off when the offensive line takes off.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I still think
they run block very well though.
I just don't think that we have the quarterback in place to win games for us.
Don't. I mean, so this team is not one of those teams where you don't have an elite quarterback that can overcome other mistakes and missteps along the offensive line, the receivers not showing up. Like the team, that's why I say it's down to recruiting, because this team, I think I seen a graphic somewhere where between like Jimbo's last class and the classes up to North, like last year's class, half them boys gone. Nobody's gone. So with that, you don't have a quarterback. Mackenzie Milton, he's not mobile.
Great story,
he's not mobile enough.
No.
Jordan Travis, right? Jordan Travis is not that good of a passer yet, and he can't stay on the field.
No.
So then that leaves you with Chuba Purdy and Tate Rodemaker. Purdy, he can't stay healthy either.
No.
And he's young. So with that, if you had an elite offensive line like Georgia, and you can bring in a quarterback that you was a walk-on last year, and now he's a backup and start a couple of games, cool. But we don't have that elite level offensive line, period, to make things go.
Here's my thing. I don't think that we are that void of talent that we should look as bad as we look.
We are.
I have a hard time accepting that. I have a hard time accepting that because I don't like, for example, I don't believe Michigan State has more talent than us. I don't believe Arkansas has more talent than us. There's a lot of teams that are doing well that I don't believe have more talent. I don't believe Boston College has more talent than Florida State. They just don't. When I look at our offense and the game plan, like it's elementary.
The
like
play calling has no rhythm.
Like we call better plays when we coach the Yellow Jackets for offense than Florida State's calling right now. If I see another bubble screen, I'm gonna lose my mind. If that's all that Jordan Travis can do, if that's all you trust him to do is either go deep or throw a bubble screen, then we need to see Mackenzie Milton or we need to see Chuba. If that's all he can do, bring him in for for some gimmick plays, to run the ball a little bit, because majority of the running he's doing now is off of busted pass plays.
So I was once again because I keep we keep up with him and I look at stuff. Jordan Travis is their best option. He is there when he plays the majority of the game. And they score 30-some points a game.
He is, but I feel like
he can create on his feet.
Okay,
but I feel like we're predictable with him in there though. That's the only thing.
You can look at the stats show when he's in the game, they score 30 points a game. They actually run the ball better because defenses now have to account.
He's a threat.
He's a threat on the run.
Right.
So they have to account for him. So now that goes to, well, what other deficiencies do they have? We already know about the offensive line. They've gotten slightly better the past couple of years.
Right.
But they still aren't there. That's why Norvell's going and getting these players out of these transfer portals and getting these seniors and starting them. So offensively, Jordan Travis is our best option until maybe AJ Duffy comes in, or hopefully, because he's coming in December, hopefully he can learn everything and make it happen.
Don't sleep on the kid. I don't know where the kid's from. Parsons? Yeah. Chris Parsons. Don't sleep on that kid either. Everybody's looking at
He's not coming till next year, though. He's 2023. He's not 2023.
He's 23?
Yeah, he's 23.
Okay. Well, AJ Duffy going to have to look out for that.
So that's what I'm saying. So now you have – that's why this next recruiting class is important, because you have to bring that talent in. And every
one of them got to get on the field.
They have to, but you also have to. I mean, it looks bad because it's bad, and Norvell he has no choice but to stay the course. I need Florida State fans to understand he's not getting fired this year.
They can't afford to fire him.
He's not getting fired next year.
They can't afford to fire him. He's going to be there for the term of his
worse if you do fire him.
He will be there for the term of his contract because they can't afford to fire him.
Right.
We already paid Willis $17 million to go away. We can't pay Mike to go away too.
And you mentioned Boston, Boston College, NC State, all these other teams who you find it hard to believe are better than Florida State. What's one thing they have in common? Their coaches have been intact 3, 4, 5 years. Like, it's gonna take time.
For sure.
People need to, like, you had to readjust your expectations at the beginning of the season, and then after these 4 losses, everybody has to look. We may not win 3 games. We may win 3 games. We may win 4 games. That may be it. May not win that.
We might win 2.
But we're at rock bottom, so there's nowhere else to go.
Oh yeah.
So now what do? You look at Adam, unfortunately Adam Fuller and the defense is not getting any better.
I think Adam Fuller's been doing better than Dillingham.
But because you see, all right, the way they finished the Louisville game and the way they started Syracuse, they finished shitty. The defense did.
Right.
But the way we finished the Louisville game, you say, okay, we getting there.
It's promising.
But then we went right back to missing assignments.
Right. There's always a missed assignment. Somebody's not doing something.
Or a dumb penalty.
To me, outside of our defensive line, we are suspect as hell. Our linebackers have been playing suspect. We miss Emmett Rice a lot. And to me, Travis Jay has been a little bit of a disappointment.
I think he was hurt last game.
He's been a disappointment. Dent's been a disappointment. Like, I counted on them 2 cats a lot. 3, Brownlee is his name.
Yeah.
He should be playing the star. He should not be starting at the corner because he's a much better tackler than he is a cover corner. He should be playing the star so he can be freed up like LaMarcus Joyner was, free up, make plays. You know what I'm saying? Rush the pass if you got you playing space in the defensive backfield. But he should not be our number 1 cover corner.
I mean, the saving grace for me is we still have not played a complete game yet.
No.
And all these losses, Jacksonville State and Louisville, we are 1 or 2 plays away from winning those games. So, my expectations are in the toilet, but I can see them getting better each week. This game against North Carolina, we'll see how they respond and how they react. Maybe
I hope they respond.
I hope they do too.
I mean, at least play with some fire.
North Carolina got some get back.
There was a few times in the Syracuse game it looked like they just was like, man, is it over yet? Like,
especially that first half,
wasn't it? Like, especially right before halftime, like, damn, is this game over yet? They do like they were just ready to call it quits.
That fumble poke he had on the punt return, that killed a lot of spirits, man. Because I truly believe if he would have caught that, they would have went down and scored and put Syracuse away.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that for me. It's just like little stuff that keeps popping up. If they can get that cleaned up, like they cleaned the penalties up the last 2 games.
Yeah, I will say that.
If they can continue to clean it, and I think what they said Norvell did was like every Wednesday, the week that practices during the weekday, they have refs. So they have refs at practice. So you can clearly tell that kind of help with those penalties. So
for the last 4 years, we've been the most penalized team in college football.
So it's for me, it's a lack of talent,
lack of discipline.
And you're gonna go as far as your offensive line takes you offensively in college football. So once these boys, and they're still young, that's why I say Robert Scott, Washington. I mean, but they're really playing banged up. Maurice Smith, they're still hurt. But these boys are, you think about it, these 2 second-year players.
But I'm saying though, you say they banged up and they hurt. So you telling me we that bad? Ain't nobody on that bench?
Apparently not.
Pope left. Like you're down to when Pope left. So now you're down to Bavion Johnson and Robert Scott, your top 2 backups. Not Robert Scott, Brady Scott.
I feel like I played against Bavion in high school. Like he's been there for 10 years.
You 7 deep. Because all the other guys, Schrader, the backup guard that they got 2 years ago, he can't stay healthy. The dude Estes is, all these guys are developed.
Our hearing must be pure garbage.
He must be.
Because he don't touch the field at all.
He
all
must be.
He done been there.
He must be. He got to be. So that's what I'm saying. Like these, you can't scheme your way out of this hole. You got to recruit your way out of this hole.
That's true, but
just play.
Just some, and I'll say this, and we'll move on. Just some of the play calling. Sometimes we'll hit them with quarter, boom, 15, boom, 12, and then let's try a reverse now. It's like
let's throw another bubble screen.
A bubble screen.
Or let's get in the wildcat.
Like, dude, play action. Like it's just hard to watch.
Yeah. Let's move on. We'll spend the whole segment on Florida State.
NFL. We're going up on week 5. That badass little kid,
man,
got his team 4-0.
Them boys looking tough.
They looking real good. They looking real good.
And he just running around
and throwing.
Bro, they playing defense.
Yeah. That's the difference. I think that's the difference in that team this year than last. And they got a defense.
That whole division, the AFC and the NFC West, is tough.
It is, man, and it's gonna be a scramble to see who comes out. Like I feel like right now the NFL, especially on both sides, it's kind of wide open. You know what I mean? Because the 2 favorites that everybody obviously was putting their money on, the Bucks and the Chiefs. They both the Chiefs have been kind of off all season. Really. They ain't really found their groove yet.
I think
the Bucks last 2 weeks have looked a little iffy.
Injuries is killing the Bucks, and defensively. And they just
I didn't watch the game, but I saw people talking crazy about Richard Sherman. Did he look that bad? Was he getting cooked?
He didn't look that bad.
He didn't look that bad, but
you can tell like you just came off the street and this your first game and you started
they was asking a little too much.
Right. Yeah. But he wasn't getting
he wasn't getting
whooped or nothing.
He got beat a couple times.
He got beat a couple times, but it was on slants. But he wasn't getting beat deep.
He's not gonna stay with nobody on the slant.
Right. So that's all it was. He wasn't looking that bad, but they lost. Davis went out and Winfield and concussion protocol, along with Jamel Dean and Sean Murphy Bunting still being out. Your top 3 corners and your safety out.
I'll tell you, man, they need to make a trade. Forget trying to find bums off the street that can still play. They need to offer up. I told
the money though. They strapped.
They got to ride this out, man. And JPP still out.
My suggestion was, I forgot who I told it to. I might have told it today, but they should offer up Mike Evans for somebody's top corner in the league.
Nah.
You don't think so?
They
can afford to give up Mike Evans.
No, they can't.
Yeah, they can.
He restructured his contract this deal, but that's still a hard number.
It's a hard number, but they can afford. I'm like skill set wise, they can afford to lose him and still be all right.
You give up Chris Godwin because he hasn't signed his deal.
But that's what makes him non-tradable because
somebody's gonna have to pay him.
Yeah.
See, the Bucks would be better off just paying him and letting trade Mike Evans away for a top corner. You can't trade
Godwin because Godwin has the option to jet after next season. So you lose.
Send Mike Evans to Miami for Xavier Howard.
That's not gonna happen.
They want picks too.
Oh,
Mike Evans, they just
they're not. Their offense is gonna stay intact because that's what Brady wants.
Well, the Bucks gonna get a break this week because Miami don't have nothing.
But they're gonna be in trouble though.
They ain't even got to start defensive backs.
Like they're gonna be in trouble come playoff time when the Rams come to town, or we got to go there, or if we got to play that little badass kid.
I think by the time that does roll around, the team will hopefully
be healthy. They need to
and
hope
then
so.
you'll have
But
like
you
all
gotta hope nobody else go down.
right. You have all
Right.
these guys who have played and kind of got that experience, and players coming back. So it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the year turns out for the Bucks, even for Kyler Murray, because even for the Cardinals, they're playing tough, but we know it's 4 games, 5 games. You still got a whole lot of football left to play.
And people are kind of counting the Chiefs out because they're struggling a little bit.
Right. I
When
think
they get that thing rolling,
I think for the Chiefs,
They started Sunday.
I think the Chiefs are. This might be the end, because you think about all the football they played the last 2 seasons. They played a lot of football.
They played a lot.
But the games they lost were mishaps at the end of the game.
Right. So
I don't know if y'all saw it today that they activated Josh Gordon to the 53-man.
How this keeps getting chances
after chance.
How good do you have to be to get dismissed?
That damn good.
For some marijuana.
Josh Gordon good.
You have to be excellent to always get a shot. You
know
keep
what,
getting a shot.
I don't mind him getting the shot.
I don't mind it either.
Because he getting a shot because he can't stay off the weed. So what?
No,
It's-
I think
it
it's
ain't
like
more than weed.
It goes from weed, no, because I think he's left a couple times for like mental health. So it goes from
Yeah.
weed, mental, like it alternates the
But my
reasons why
thing
he
is,
keeps weed.
it ain't like he's beating up a woman and then
Right,
bringing him
but
back,
think
'cause
about
they'll
it.
bring them cats back.
Think about
in a
it.
heartbeat.
But you sign him, and there's a possibility like 2
He's
games
gonna
in.
play Sunday.
Okay, there's a possibility 2 games down the road he's done. Now you wasted resources. So that's
Could
why
be.
I say, how good do you have to be?
But the Chiefs can afford to roll the dice
Right.
on them though, because
Yeah.
if they lose him, they're
So
not
what?
hurting for
He's not-
nothing.
he's not hurting
You know what I'm
for
saying? But
nothing.
if he pans out,
Then that's what makes us
do you
more
imagine how
deadly.
think about how ridiculous they would be?
I mean, I also got Miko Hardman. They still got your boy Sprinkle. They still got. I
If
mean, they're loaded.
just if they
Yeah.
got Tyreek on one side, Kelsey in the middle, and Josh Gordon on the other.
You still got to cover Miko Hardman like that.
Exactly.
I
It's
know.
unfair.
I understand.
Kelsey kills defense in that middle.
It's gonna be
I
unfair.
understand.
It's gonna be unfair.
Yeah, I
so
understand.
I commend them for rolling the dice because, like I said, if it works out, it's a win-win. They can't lose because if he gets high next week and they got to suspend him again, so what?
Speaking
We're
of-
not hurting.
I mean, speaking of that division, we talking about the Chiefs, the Chargers.
Chargers looked real good yesterday.
Herbert,
Herbert's the
And don't
truth,
sleep.
man.
Also, don't sleep. The Broncos are going to ruin a couple of people's seasons too now because Teddy
But Teddy out.
Teddy
Teddy
out.
got knocked
He got
out,
hurt.
but
Yeah.
he'll be back though.
Yeah.
But Teddy been playing his ass off, and the Broncos got a hell of a defense too.
That's
They're going to ruin some seasons
That's probably the toughest division in the league. This year.
between them and the NFC. What is it? Is it the North that was Seattle and
That's the
San
West.
Francisco?
That's the West.
The West.
That's the West.
Yeah,
Them two the toughest divisions in football.
yeah. That's gonna.
And
be
that's why I
real
say
tough.
it's wide open. I feel like anybody can come out of either conference right after
I
the
mean,
Super Bowl.
and we talk about. I know your division. I know you hate them. I mean, Dallas, they running the ball.
Man, Dallas look good, man.
Yeah, Dallas.
As much as I don't,
As much
hate
as I
it,
don't want to say
Yeah.
it, they
I mean,
Dallas looking like they could go to the
Can't
Super
tell
Bowl.
their fans nothing. They back in the Super Bowl.
man.
If y'all let Jerry Jones go to the Super Bowl before he dies, you can be able to tell him shit.
You can't tell them shit.
The
now.
way
Before
Zeke and Pollard running the ball though.
They look good, man. And as long as that defense keep holding, Dan Quinn might be the hire of this offseason.
Yeah,
If he keeps that defense rolling like they are, Dallas gonna be tough to beat, man.
yeah.
They gonna be
man.
tough to beat.
Your boy, the rookie's balling out. Diggs,
Diggs and the cat from Penn State, linebacker from Penn State, doing a hell of a
Yeah.
job too. Yeah, he's doing a hell of a job too. Can we get into the
Oh, yeah.
controversial NFL story? of the
Because
week?
I was going to go to the AFC South.
Let's do it.
The 0-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. Got my Chuck's wife Crystal in here. She's she's a Gator fan. One of her ex-coaches.
Yeah. She also resided in Jacksonville for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this hits home for her.
My man Urban Meyer had a game in Cincinnati on Thursday night.
Hey man, it was a tough game.
And
Tough
Urban
game.
said, yeah, y'all boys, y'all go back to Jacksonville. I'm gonna hang out up in Ohio
He wanted to see the grandkids
for a little bit. He wanted to see the
Wanted to see the
grandkids.
grandkids. They in Ohio.
And he went out and had him a little drink.
Tough game. You know what I'm saying? We was up and we lost. So I need the comfort of my
Victory was
grandchildren. to
snatched
make
from
me
my
feel-
hands.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But stay back, visit with my grandchildren, make me feel better about myself before I head back to Jacksonville. However,
He went to his own little club, bar and grill. And
I mean, he has
Urban
some
said,
chicken
I
dance
just
on
wanted
him.
some chicken wings. They told me, hey,
You get a free lap dance with these chicken wings.
free lap
come
dance.
over here and hang out with us.
But here's the thing. Okay, so when I read the story, they said that Urban said that the family went out for dinner. and there was a group next door to where they were
Right.
that wanted to take some pictures. First of all, that sounds like horseshit. That's number one, because ain't nobody coming to next door to a restaurant and say, "Hey, Urban Meyer's in there. We might come over and take a few pictures with us."
He's an Ohio legend.
He is, but it just sounded like some horseshit. And then it was one thing to see the video of old girl dancing in his lap.
But when you see that other angle,
When you see today's video came out,
There was another video. I ain't see that one.
you ain't see that one?
No, I ain't see that one.
Oh man, it wasn't just the dancing that was going on.
Urban went bowling.
It looked.
Urban-
I mean, from the original video, it looked like he was.
Urban
he had
was-
his hands down. There
He
doing
had a
little
little.
stuff.
He had a little tickle. She might have been ticklish. And Urban was trying to see she had a little tickle going on in a place where you normally wouldn't tickle a woman
I was
in
like,
public.
I was like, does he have his? Is he grabbing on some?
Hey,
Is
man,
he got his hand in the pocketbook right
The
now?
first-
That's what I thought.
the first
from
video,
the first video, I'm like,
it just Urban's hand is in between his legs and she's right there.
I'm sitting thinking like,
of the angle,
Urban,
you see what Urban's hand.
Urban
is
had
doing.
his hand in the pocketbook.
He was
Yes.
trying, the old pocketbook your mama used to have. They had the little
The
two
snap.
knobs on the snap. You had
To
he
get the
was trying
change
to
out
twi-
of.
He was trying to twist the pocketbook open. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
And Urban said, "Hey man, that's just a lady who was dancing.
And
I ain't had nothing to do with
Urban
that."
said he had some drinks, but Urban looked like he had something.
Urban
else.
was juiced. You hear me? Urban looked a little.
Urban might
fried.
have had a edible.
Urban is trying to get fired.
Yes.
I'm convinced.
Yes.
I'm
yes,
convinced.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it came out today. They said that Urban canceled the team meeting. Okay. And he just addressed position groups individually. Now, if I gotta give a half-ass apology over some shit that I did wrong, I'm only doing it one time.
One time.
My man said, "Hey, I ain't getting in front of all you cats at once. Receivers come in to see me. I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So I'm gonna go down the line, let everybody know what happened. I'm sorry, my bad, shouldn't have done it." They said some reports came out that when he left one of the position groups, that everybody busted out laughing before he could almost get out the door. So he knew they was laughing at him. They said all his credibility. They said he didn't have much credibility in the first place,
Yeah.
but now it's all gone.
It's
I mean, friend of the show, Kiwi just said he's doing it on purpose so he can get fired and not look like a quitter.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
I said that.
I believe that. Because see, the thing is with him, his ego made him take this job.
Yes.
And then when he's like, "Yo, this is some hard shit."
This is
here."
like playing Alabama every week. What did you think? Oh, and when I was in the car on the way up here, I saw that somebody asked, I guess a reporter asked him, basically, what is he doing? What is he planning to do to get the team ready to play Tennessee? This cat said,
get on the moles, man.
he said, "I don't think that ball's in my court."
Wow. No, he didn't.
He said that that's going to be up to the leaders of the team.
No,
Whether they have enough trust in the leader of the team to be prepared
he
to play.
didn't say that.
I
Wow.
bullshit you not. Urban said that ain't his.
I mean, his
responsibility.
body language at the press conference. He ain't look up.
Urban's like, "Hey man, shit happens."
Who in this room ain't had their hands in the pocketbook at the bar?
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
She dancing on me.
The pocketbook's right there.
It's right there. I was looking for some candy.
And then the wife
Tickle,
tweets,
tickle.
"Yeah, I'm at home with the grandkids."
Well, he's supposed to be. Well, we supposed to be next door having dinner.
Anyway,
Urban he gonna be clutching his chest on the sideline next week.
if he makes it next week,
I don't see him finishing the season. Well, he'll probably finish the season, but he ain't coming back.
I think he's done.
You think so?
Yeah.
He would like to be done.
I mean, unless Shad
When you come out and say,
unless Shad Khan is like, you gonna earn his money.
bro, when they ask you, "Are you getting the team? What are you doing to get the team ready?" and he said, "That ain't on me." Urban is crazy, bro.
Hey, I feel bad for any Jacksonville fans, but your season is over.
Oh man.
I mean, the season just because they got Trevor Lawrence don't really mean they weren't gonna do.
The
much
only thing they
anyway.
got to look
Yeah.
forward to is with the first pick in the
They got some
2000s.
decent talent on offense, though.
with
Trevor
the first
Lawrence is
pick-
not that bad either.
No.
With the first pick in the 2022 NFL draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select. That's what they got to look forward to.
Yeah,
That's it. Nothing else. And we've hired a new coach.
that's
That's it. That's all I got to look forward to.
pretty bad. But that's what they get for hiring him.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel sorry for him
at all.
You could have hired a qualified African American coach that is offensive coordinator of one of the top offenses
For this new history. For this new Golden Boy rookie quarterback, why not put him in the hands of a cat
he wasn't good enough
who's coached?
Talking to the mic, man. The folks can't hear you.
Why would they not get a dude who's coached the quarterback who's earned a $500 million contract?
I mean, I feel like we need a good old slow motion F-bomb.
I mean, they become synonymous with the show.
Yeah.
Right? So
fuck Urban Meyer.
That's what old girl was trying to do. That's what she was trying to do. Shit.
That's what he get for bringing Tebow in too. Fuck him too.
For real. I got the nerve to put Tebow on TV to talk about Urban and his job security. Man,
yeah, right.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but that's what the lick read.
Cool.
So we're moving into what's that? Ask NOG. We only got one question. We have some other questions.
Well, we're open. We're introducing a new segment to the show, people. It's called Ask a OG. We've asked for some comments and questions via Twitter. We got a few that came in. We got one specifically I know that came in that you bring into the show
about referees.
About referees we want to discuss. But we're gonna open it up right now. If you're watching with us live, chime in, give us a question you want us to ask. I want to ask the OGs and we'll get into it.
So we can start off with the referee question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had a question from a friend, Pretty Virgo 85, good friend of mine. She posed a question like, why are referees, why are they not talked about, and are they important? Are they an important part of the game? They are a very important part of the game because somebody has to officiate the games.
I mean, there are rules to the game.
There are rules.
And somebody has to make sure teams are following the rules.
So whether it's an umpire, whether it's referees in basketball, whether it's referees in any other sport, they are important. Now, from what I've researched and what I've seen or what I've read, it's a grind because you start off little league Pop Warner games or rec league games and middle school games and high school games, and then you move up to maybe get a chance to you join a high school association, you coach, you ref in high school games, maybe you get a chance to get into a college or NFL league, Division II, ACC, Big 12, and from there you just basically have to continue to do a good job because I know specifically with the NFL, they have scouts and you are asked to join the NFL as a ref.
Right.
And you are asked to be in the union and you have to train, you have to be in some kind of shape. The top refs, I think the most they can make is $185,000 a year.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
And
they
just work weekends.
Right. It's tiered because you're in a union.
Right.
So you can, the top guys making 185. I didn't look and see what the ceiling was, but once the season's over with, they have to. I think one of the guys I seen, he said it's a part-time, full-time job because once the season's over with,
you gotta find something else to do.
Well, you find something else to do, but you're always thinking about the NFL, so you have to make sure you stay up on the rules, new rule changes and everything like that. You have to make sure you kind of stay in some kind of shape. So referees, umpires, whatever, they're crucial. In the NBA, it's the same thing. You start off coaching pop league, other kind of you start coaching those leagues, middle school, high school, basketball. The NBA referees, in order to make it as an NBA referee, you have to be one of the top G League referees. They have to be in better shape than anybody because they're running up and down with some of the best athletes in the world.
Right.
And also too, that's a union. The pay scale is like tiered, and they're gone mostly all winter.
Yeah, they have more
because they have more games, so they travel more.
They can work 2 or 3 times a week.
They're the guy said about 24 to 28 days a month they're gone from home.
Mm-hmm.
Their time spent with their family is like during the summer.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have to stay light, you have to stay slim. Like you think about it, you don't really see any overweight or big NBA
only in baseball.
Only in baseball.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's it, man. So
I had a friend of ours, y'all remember Falon, that ran the Red Sporting Good when we got that equipment.
Yeah.
You know, he went all the way up to what was USF before they went to the AAC? There was Conference USA.
Yeah,
he went up to Conference USA, and I know he used to still do the chain crew for the Bucks on Sundays. I don't know if he still do that or not, but he was telling me how once you get just to get into a conference is hard. Then when you get into the conference, staying in the conference,
right?
Because there's competition every year.
You're gonna get graded.
Yeah, you get graded.
True that.
And what was crazy was he graduated from USF, so he couldn't do no games in the state of Florida.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
But his goal was to get to the NFL. I haven't talked to him in a few years.
Okay.
I don't know if he probably just stopped doing it, but it is serious business.
Oh yeah.
But that's what the collective bargaining agreement, it was trying to get full-time NFL referees. And that was remember when the referees held out?
Yeah.
Had that that was the thing they were trying to get benefits. Because I don't think they got benefits. They just got paid.
No, I think they got them now.
They got them now?
Yeah, because the union is it's a real union now.
Yeah.
So they got benefits and all that other stuff too.
Okay, cool. We got another question up, fellas. It says the project wants to know who is the best defensive coordinator and why. I assume you're talking about NFL.
Or NFL.
College or NFL.
I'm assuming he means NFL since that's what we just got finished talking about. So we can go there first. And if he comes back and wants to know college, we can get into that too. I would say there's a couple that come to mind. We talked about a couple of them already. We talked about Dan Quinn. We talked about we didn't specifically bring up Todd Bowles, but I think if we go off of pay, Todd Bowles is best in the league. I know he makes more money than anybody else.
Well, defensive coordinators, and we all been coaches. You can be a sorry defensive coordinator, but if you got athletes, you can look great.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes it comes down to scheme. To me, the best defensive coordinator is Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick you see what he did to Tom Brady Sunday?
You seen his son on the sidelines look like he's beat out his mind.
Yeah, his son, he had some Bobby Brown before the game.
He's doing coach.
He just wearing them headsets. His dad, that's his dad DJ.
He had some Bobby Brown.
Best defensive coordinator in the NFL to me right now here, I'm gonna have to give it to Dan Quinn because the way he turned that trash ass Dallas defense around. You got two good rookies come in, and that defense they're playing pretty good.
Yeah, he's done a good job. I think I think that the draft that they had these past couple of years elevated their talent on defense. Obviously, I like Dan Quinn. I like Todd Bowles a lot. Obviously, the Bills. Raheem Morris has been playing. Raheem's been doing a great job in LA.
He came in and didn't really I think he said since he came in, he didn't really change a lot of terminology.
Right.
He came and was like, well, what are y'all doing? And let's improve on that.
Which
sign of a good coach.
Yeah.
The Bills defensive coordinator, I don't know who it is. He's playing good. Like the Bills are kind of they just laying low.
Yeah.
And just doing what they do.
If we would have talked about college, it's a tough one. I like Venables. I like Venables a lot.
Who is Penn State's defensive coordinator?
Who is Georgia's?
Who is Georgia's defensive coordinator?
No, who recruits Georgia's defense?
Kirby Smart.
That's what we need.
The defense
Kirby
is
Smart.
That's
Kirby Smart.
Yeah, it's Kirby Smart's philosophy. But before we get the next questions, my OG sidebar, real quick. I'm pretty sure you saw the Rams-Bucks game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Aaron Donald from the 3 technique run the screen down and tackle the dude in the backfield?
Me and her was watching that, and that was one of every now and again we had watched. Well, I pause and have a coaching moment with her. So I told her, I said,
she's looking at that. Butts. She's looking at butts. She's not really worried about.
I told her, I said, man, that is how you read a screen right there. I rewinded it back and told her
from the 3 technique.
I said, you see how he's pursuing the quarterback and he reads the screen and gets off of it and goes and blows that screen up.
Probably like, yeah, I see it.
She did. I said, that is how you read a screen right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was Aaron Donald. Yeah. My wife saw Aaron Donald with his shirt off and she did the same thing. Like, who is that?
Let me say. That's how she used to do.
Was like the Incredible Hulk, man.
That's what she used to do me with Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
What's his name again? You know what his goddamn name is. Shut your ass up. I'm turning to the other game now. The project wants to know. The project is our boy. He come in here every week and give us some
What's good?
What's happening, partner? What's the OG's most embarrassing sports related story?
Ours or like one we've
Personal?
seen?
I'm gonna say personal.
Personal?
I'm gonna take it personal. So you go first. I'm trying to think.
Personal?
I got several.
So I think I was like my first year in high school, we went to up in St. Leo. They had this shooters camp. So it was a couple guys on the team. We went up to the shooters camp, just showing you technique and all that other stuff. So the guys demonstrating the drill and everybody's sitting down watching. I went up to take a shot. I pooed it.
Wow, loud enough for everybody to hear it?
Everybody laughed.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
I mean, it wasn't like a fart. It was a poo.
It was a poop. Some air came out.
Some air came out.
I got you.
And they heard it. So that's probably my most embarrassing story.
Man, mine was, I think it was it my senior year? I think it was my senior year. We played East Bay. I'll never forget this. We were beating the pants off East Bay. It was like, the final score was like 56-0. Okay.
East Bay used to be the stat game.
Man, we was killing them.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we blocked the punt. Defense got in and blocked the punt. And our outside linebacker was able to scoop it, and he's going to score. So my mindset is, I'm trying to find somebody to crack back while he goes to score. So I peep out my victim on the sideline. I'm trying to sneak him because, what I'm saying, that's the best way you get a good crack back. You sneak him. If he sees you, it's over.
Yeah.
He saw me literally 2 steps away from him.
Cleaned your ass.
When I tell you he cleaned me up so bad, I was so embarrassed. The only saving grace I had was that we scored. Our outside linebacker scored on the play. That's the only saving grace I had, because I quickly got up and went and celebrated with him.
You got it. Film day.
That white boy cleaned me up so bad. And what made it even worse was that he yelled, "Get out of here." Now, it's rare that I got embarrassed on the football field, because I took pride in the fact that I was small and you're not going to get me.
You thought you were
The
finna
low
get
man
him,
always wins, and I'm always bigger lower than you.
He's going to get him, man.
Man, that cat saw me like 2 steps away from him and got himself together.
It cleaned you up. Huh?
I was so, the fact that he yelled, "Get out of here,"
Wow.
while I'm on my way to the ground.
Wow.
That's why it was so bad. But,
Mine, I guess, will be sophomore year at Plant. Just got moved up to varsity. And, nobody can tell me shit. I'm sophomore on varsity.
Hold on. So was this like after y'all JV season was ended?
No. Before I played 2 JV games and they moved me up.
Okay.
So then we were playing Gaither, and they had a pretty good linebacker. I forgot what his name. And I remember that week, they were like, "Yo, when we run our slants, you gotta kind of angle away from the drop of the linebacker, or this dude to clean your clock." So, okay, yeah, so we get in the game. They call the slant play. I said, okay, I'm already got where I'm gonna be at. I go in there, boom, I go right into that linebacker territory. The ball come, boom.
before you can get your hands on it.
My arm was still up. All this, you know how you get that wind knocked out of you. You're in so pain, but my pride can't let me. So I'm getting up and I'm walking back. And I get to the sideline coach and I told your ass not to go.
Oh, man.
That wasn't too bad. All right. We got another question that came in from Jackie. What is a fair salary for college athletes? That's a great question.
Ooh,
I like that question.
That's a complex question, though.
It is, because you're gonna have top tier. And the problem with college is that every athlete's not on the same level.
No,
obviously,
and every school not.
So you got some cats that are gonna make more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, the jit from Alabama, the quarterback from Alabama. I think he's got like $1 million plus deal or whatever. And then the jit from Oregon, Thibodeau. I mean, I saw him 1 week with a whole bunch of diamond rings on and a chunk around his neck and a diamond watch. When the kicker probably ain't getting too much of nothing.
No.
So I think it should be based upon the value that athlete brings to the institution.
Yeah.
For example, I always think about when this NIL stuff started coming up, I started thinking about like past athletes like Rocket Ismail and even as far back as Marcus Dupree at Oklahoma. They would had a song, Run Marcus Run. They were selling T-shirts and jerseys getting sold out, but they didn't get a dime of that money.
Bo Jackson.
So I feel like so I feel like should be based off of what they bring to the institution.
If you had to put a number to it, what's your base salary? Keeping them out. Let's say everybody has a full scholarship.
I say 100,000.
100
at least.
They
because you think about what they bring to the institution. You know
not every institution is bringing that.
True. That's why I say
we talk. Yeah, well,
that's why I say.
So if you want to do an average about, then I say 60 to 70. Then
I say for example, if I'm a starting quarterback at Oklahoma, they're gonna sell a shit ton of jerseys with my number on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The NIL now you can get that.
I need to get a cut of that money. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it should be based off of.
But they can get away with it by not putting your name on the back.
True, but they know that's me that they're buying.
I say, scholarships worth now the absorbing amount that college tuition is $35,000 to $50,000 depending on the school per year for a kid.
But once you hit 40,000, to take your scholarship away. That's the rule. Once you hit 40,000,
oh wow!
So then we say
your scholarship is gone once you hit 40,000.
On top of what you're getting, 30,000 is fine with me.
On top of the scholarship.
On top of the scholarship. So you're not going to lose your scholarship. So let's say you're getting $25,000 to $30,000 every year. That's a nice little piece of change.
Well, so tuition times 2.
That's
a good. I like that. Double the tuition. So whatever the tuition is, double that.
People at Vanderbilt.
But think about my scenario. Like I said, if I'm a starting quarterback at Oklahoma and y'all sell like your boy
Spencer Rattler.
He's I'm sure they've sold
7
tons of number 7 jerseys. He should get a cut of that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that cut would probably be more than $25,000-$30,000 because them jerseys what $100 a piece.
Yeah,
now?
$100 a piece.
So he should get a cut of that bread. You know what I'm saying? I think, like I said, I think it won't be fair because you know what I'm saying. It's based off if it's based off individuals, it's not gonna be fair because, like I said, the kicker ain't gonna or the 15th softball player at the school is not gonna make the same money the starting quarterback will make.
I say you average all the tuitions of each institution and pay them the average of that.
I like
every NCAA member school, whatever that you add the tuition up for each school, you average it out, and that's what each player gets on top of the scholarship.
I like what Miami is doing because I know De'Aaron King has helped. Like he's getting deals like for the entire team. You know what I'm saying? I think there's another school who did the same thing where everybody got a cut of a certain deal. I like that, but at the same time, I mean, it's hard not to be kind of selfish in those situations. Like I said, if I am the starting quarterback at Notre Dame or Oklahoma or Texas or Alabama, you know what I'm saying? I should be getting a little bit more bread.
I just like a hard number for those walk-on guys who may not be on scholarship, or the guys who are on scholarship and they're third, fourth string. You out there putting your body on the line. So on top of an education that you're getting, you should be able something should be set aside to you.
Or you could tier it.
Yeah,
first year, second. You know what I'm saying?
You can. I mean, when you leave, you should have some kind of nest egg.
True that,
because not everybody going to the league.
Right.
No.
And you did put your body on the line for the institution and gave up your time. And
true that.
Exactly.
But that was a good question, though, Jackie. Appreciate that.
Was that it?
I think that's it for our questions. That's all we got right now.
Yep.
Cool. Y'all ready to move on?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. I know what time it is. It's time for What You Own. Now, this week, we are going forward. We're going to kind of switch it up. So we talked about along with music, we're going to now do movies. And I think we say every once in a while we'll do current albums instead of 2005. We may pick 1 or 2 albums before.
And we may have a day where we'll discuss current events.
Right. We may have a time where we'll discuss some kind of current events. Jalen Smith? Sorry. So this week we are going to give you 3. We're going to give you some classic movies.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting because y'all seen the Martin episode and y'all seen how we got down with that.
Right.
So this one here is,
especially when you do your movie.
Right. So who wants to start us off?
I'll go. My movie, actually, I'm taking 3 of them because it was a trilogy, and it was mafia saga of The Godfather.
I have zero input.
I can't believe you.
That's
never
the sad part.
seen
You've
this
never
movie.
seen this
This
movie.
epic
Never seen it.
movie.
Sorry, man. I just
3. If you would say I've never seen 3, okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll give you 3.
I haven't seen any.
1 or
1
2.
and 2.
I haven't watched 5 minutes of the
Wow.
Godfather movie.
Wow.
There's a lot of movies I've started and it's like, I don't feel like watching the rest of it.
Have you ever seen the version when they do all 3? It's like 7 hours long.
Yeah.
And they mix it and do from beginning to
Oh, when they do it in chronological.
chronological. Yeah, it's dope. And they
Sounds-
have a lot of
They go 2, 1,
right.
and then 3.
Yeah,
sounds interesting. It does.
but
You have to understand, like,
It's
if
a
you could watch
movie-
Goodfellas,
I'm not being sarcastic. It
Yeah.
does sound interesting. I'm being for real.
your
I
ass is
am.
lying, dog.
I'm not playing. I am. I've never seen
So
it.
you
but-
get the son that is. I'm sorry, this is your movie. You get the son
Go
that is
ahead.
sucked into the lifestyle. He wasn't even trying to be in. He was a soldier.
I don't know what the hell you talking about.
Michael Corleone,
Michael
man.
Corleone was
I've
sucked
heard the
in.
name before.
Al Pacino.
I know who Al Pacino is.
Was Al Pacino? Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't even. He was a soldier. He wasn't sucked into the life. Brian Piccolo,
James Caan.
James Caan was his brother who was in the life. Daddy,
I know who Brian Piccolo
Daddy
is.
passes away.
The guy that played the coach in the
How
program.
was James Caan in a movie
In
like the
Italian
Mob?
movie.
Yeah,
That's what started it off.
They don't get much
He's
wider.
he's the hothead, takes over after his father died.
Is he playing in Italian?
He playing
Yes.
Sicilian.
Get the. I already don't want. I don't want to watch it.
It's good.
James
good.
Caan as an Italian is not even believable.
He dies, and
He
Michael
should.
Michael gets sucked in because now he has the exact revenge.
Is Michael
It's a
at least,
re-
is
it's
Michael at
Al
least
Pacino.
Italian in real life?
Al
Yeah.
Pacino.
Okay, yeah.
It's a revenge. It's a tale of revenge.
They've lost me with James Caan as an Italian.
No,
He
if you
does it
see
pretty-
him in
if you
this
seen the
movie,
movie, like, okay.
you wouldn't think
The
you
same
wouldn't think
dude
twice.
that his ankles broke on Misery is a damn Italian in a mob movie.
Yeah,
He was younger.
I mean
though.
he's played other Italians in other movies.
Okay.
You wouldn't think he wasn't Italian if you see him in this
I
movie.
mean there are blonde-haired Italians, or brown-haired Italians.
In the mob?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
in real life,
Okay. I don't know.
you need to see 1 and 2 at least.
That's him.
He
That's
looks
it.
a little Italian-esque.
Right.
Right.
He got, you know,
Thanks, Claude.
somebody curled his hair up a little bit for him and napped it up a little bit.
Mm.
But other than that,
Nothing.
You got to see this, man.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
We know you're not.
I
gonna
probably
watch
never gonna see
It.
this.
We know you're not gonna watch it because that's just you.
I'm old. Man. I ain't got time to be sitting watching no trilogy right now.
Man,
No,
if
you
it-
ain't gotta watch the trailer. Just watch one.
stop. If it's not a black exploitation movie or The Color Purple, he's
Come on,
not
man.
watching it.
Don't do that, man. I like.
So we finna get to your pick next.
Okay, fine. It's a fantastic film.
If it was made before 1982, he watched.
That is not true, bro. I don't know why y'all doing this to me. Because this movie was made in 1977. I was a year old. I had no business watching it. I wasn't watching it as a year old, obviously, but
Right.
even as a small child, I had no business watching this movie. But it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm sorry, dog. We now jumped off your movie so quick. And
No, we good.
The movie stars Richard Pryor, and it's called Which Way Is Up. Richard Pryor plays 3 different people in this movie, and all 3 are hilarious.
Hilarious.
As you can see, one of his characters, the Reverend Lennox Thomas. So if you haven't seen the movie, the movie is basically about Richard. He's an orange picker, okay, in California. He picks oranges for a living. Okay, so the orange pickers were striking and trying to get trying to get a union.
Right.
Okay. And so basically the white folks didn't want them to get no union. Okay. So long story short, Richard kind of gets called to action to kind of lead the charge, trying to get the union started. And the white folks caught wind of it, was like, no, that's not going to happen. In the midst of all this, he's living a double life at the same time because the white folks kind of sent him away.
Well, it was by mistake when he fell out the tree.
Yes, he fell out the tree by mistake, and they thought, "Here's the man that's just
gonna
lead us."
We
And
need
he was
one
like,
man, humanos.
and he was like, "Hey, I didn't ask for all this."
You know
White
what
folks-
it is?
White folks ran him. White folks ran him off. He had to leave his wife, Annie Mae, and his daddy who lived with him. Actually, he played his daddy in the movie.
Oh my God.
Hilarious. He had to leave his wife and go and work for the white folks at the plant.
Mm-hmm.
working at the plant, he bumps in and he meets another tenderoni that he falls in love with, and that's when he started living his separate life. But he had to keep going back and forth. He had to keep going back and forth between her and Annie Mae. No, it's just I can't. I just can't tell the whole story.
It's hilarious.
It's a funny movie that's still relevant to this day. Yes. From the Reverend Lennox Thomas impregnating half the church, to it's just a funny movie, dog. Oh, so which way is up? You ain't seen it? Please check it out.
You gotta go see it.
If you like me, you'll love it. But
I mean, it's a good movie.
Fantastic movie. What's yours, bro?
For me, I'm taking it back to 1984. 1984 was a good year. Ghostbusters came out.
Mm-hmm. You know, Eddie was supposed to be in Ghostbusters too, by the way.
I did not know that.
They offered it to him. He turned it down.
Well, with that being said,
because he couldn't do that, and I think it was around. They was taping around. They was filming the same time he was doing Beverly Hills Cops. He was like, I can't do both.
Well, with that being said, you just said it. My movie is Beverly Hills Cop.
Fantastic. Film.
For me, it's Eddie Murphy ran in the 80s, hands down. Like this wasn't his first movie. I think I don't know what his first movie.
Trading Places. No, I mean 48 Hours was first.
48 hours before Trading Places.
Yeah.
Okay, so 48 Hours Trading Places showed that Eddie Murphy could lead a cut. You know, could be a leading in a movie. Beverly Hills Cop to me is what put him.
That was his first lead.
That was his first lead role, and one of the best movies it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh yeah.
From the soundtrack, Pointer Sisters, Patti LaBelle. The Heat Is On. What was that? Rick Springfield or
no?
I have no clue.
Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins.
The soundtrack is good. You got from Eddie Murphy. Just it's an action comedy and the shit's hilarious.
Right.
Like when he goes to the buffet and he turns into this gay man. Hi, I'm here to see Victor Maitland.
And Damon Wayans was the server.
Damon Wayans was the server in the hotel that gave him the bananas. So the bananas and tailpipe comes from Beverly Hills Cop. Mm-hmm. He walks in the hotel and tells him, yeah, I got a reservation. And the guy's like, nope, we don't have any reservations here for that name. No. I'm here to do a story on Michael Jackson. And I'm going to write the story. The headline story is going to be Michael Jackson sitting on top of the world, as long as he's not sitting on top of the Beverly Palms Motel. Sir, I think we can. You got a room just came available. How much is it?
It's all standard $1,500.
That's fine. Like he pulls up to the hotel and he's beat up Chevelle.
Yeah.
So it's just, the story of this Detroit cop's friend gets murdered right in front of him.
Yeah.
And he has to figure out why he got murdered.
And who did it.
Apparently the lieutenant that played his lieutenant back in Detroit, I didn't know was a real crooked cop from what we talked about.
Bruh, I'm telling you. He was the chief of police in Detroit in real life and ended up trying to run for mayor and was crooked as hell. He was covering up for hitmen, for drug dealers and everything.
It was crazy.
Damn. I'm gonna look at it different because he's just fucking hilarious. Is that fucking Foley in here?
I'm gonna grind your ass in the dog meat. I'm gonna just have a dog meat ass. I think that was on part 2.
How you know that was a professional hit? I ain't just come out for the cornfields. You see, they let your narrow ass.
And what's crazy, in real life, he knew what a professional hit was because he was covering them up.
And then Bogomon Taggart.
Oh man, he kept getting them in trouble,
bro. When they was in the strip club, he's going ahead put the money in. He just mesmerized.
When when they were sitting out on the stakeout outside the hotel, they sent that shrimp sandwich down there to him. Bogomil was like, shit.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. Him and the guy having a real conversation.
The sandwich is
man,
hit.
that's so nice of you. Thank you.
Can I get some extra mayo?
Oh man. So for me, Beverly Hills Cop is and I think a whole sentimental value for me too, because I think that was one of my mom's favorite movies.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of movies I can remember going to the theater and see. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them was Eddie Murphy. Last Dragon, I can remember going to see Coming to America. I remember seeing Beverly Hills Cop. So that's it.
Good times.
Word up.
That's gonna do it for What You Own.
Check them out when you can.
Yeah.
All right, y'all know what time it is. Time for Who You Got. And before we start this segment off, I'm going to give, because I said I'd do it. Chuck, you was on fire last week, brother.
Was I? Is that 2 weeks in a row that Chuck was on
Bro,
fire?
yeah, hey, it was 2 weeks in a row. You was on
Hey,
fire.
man.
You got all your picks right.
Hey man, people don't understand. I may look crazy, but I know what the hell I'm talking about.
It's just tough to go. It's tough to do what you did, and you did it. So I give you your props.
Hey man, I appreciate it.
I told you I'd do it.
I appreciate it, brother.
Okay,
Because you kind of shaded me a little bit. You said it was a big
hard.
surprise that Chuck went
I mean,
5-1.
When we was picking last football season, you really wasn't hitting like that.
I wasn't in my right state of mind.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'm back now.
I don't even remember the game.
We did the Vikings Cardinals. We did the
So wait, I went undefeated?
yeah.
Boy, y'all ain't about to
You
tell
picked-
me too much.
You
enough.
picked the Titans, the Cardinals, and the Bills in the NFL that week.
And I picked.
Then you picked Penn State, Michigan State, and
Who else do we have?
it was Auburn and Auburn played something.
Penn State.
No, I said Penn State.
Oh,
it was,
okay.
It was Penn State.
Well, the Auburn played
Michigan
Penn State.
State.
That's the game.
The one we didn't. Well, it wasn't Cincinnati.
Then
No,
we had
Yes,
the
it was
Wisconsin
Cincinnati. It was
game.
Cincinnati. It was Cincinnati.
it was Cincinnati because
You picked Cincinnati. So
I did pick Cincinnati.
So yeah, you won. You got all
On
five
a
all
roll,
six of them.
baby. So what's can we discuss? I know
The overall records.
everybody's overall records. Where do we
So
stand?
me and Sid are 7-5. You are 11-1.
Woo!
And our guest picks are 6-6.
Woo!
So shout out to you for being
11 and 1.
Yeah, 11
I
and
ain't-
1, man.
We
Keep
got
it
a
going.
mountain to climb.
I ain't gonna get the crown and the chunk just yet.
Okay.
We'll
I
hold
mean,
off.
I mean,
Let
we
me
can
see
hold
if
off.
I can keep this thing going.
Also to come in next episode, next show, we will start picking one HBCU game of the week.
Yeah, we're gonna do HBCU game of the week. Show some love to our HBCUs.
Right.
We're gonna do some digging to find out what our schedule is for the next few weeks for HBCUs and pick us some good matchups.
We won't pick from it, but I'll tell you to watch this week Jackson State. Coach Prime is going to Alabama, going to Huntsville and playing Alabama A&M.
That's gonna be a good game.
That both are 3-1, and that's for pretty much for the lead in the division.
I don't know the brother's name, but A&M has a quarterback.
The quarterback.
That's
Yeah,
he's gonna play on Sunday.
Yeah, he's one. That's one of the people that was talking about, like when they said last year no HBCU guys made the draft, and they're like this year some
he's
people
gonna play
gonna
on
make the
Sunday.
draft.
Yeah, he's gonna play on Sunday.
Is it on TV?
Yeah,
Should be. Yeah,
it's
probably
on,
ESPN2 or ESPNU. One of the two.
It's on. It is on TV. It's on one
It's
of
a
the
night
ESPN
game?
channels. No, it's 3:30.
Won't be able to watch it.
That's a 3:30 or 4:30 game.
Something
So
like that.
all right, so
It's cat.
let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get into our NFL picks this week. Starting off 1 o'clock game, we got Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers taking on the surprising 3-1 Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati at 1 o'clock. Slow, who you got?
Aaron Rodgers with the man bun.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cincinnati's decent, but they in Lambeau.
No,
No,
it's in
this is-
Paul Brown. It's in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it don't matter. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna go with the Packers too as well. I mean, I think after that last game where the Packers kind of turned it on, they found their groove and started rolling. So I expect them to continue that next week against the Bengals. So I'm taking the Packers.
I was on the fence because the Packers have looked up and down like past few weeks, but like you said, they did look good last week. Aaron Rodgers looked like he, got it going with 17, and I think
Devontae Adams is the best receiver in the league.
hands down. So I'm gonna pick the Packers too. I like Joe Burrow and what they're trying to do in Cincinnati. They probably still another couple years off before they start making any real noise. So
All right, game number 2, 4-5. We got the Chuck's Cleveland Browns versus the up and coming San Diego Superchargers.
Cleveland Browns ain't shit.
4:05 p.m. in San Diego. Slow, who you got?
This one of them. Ooh. I'm just really liking Justin Herbert. I liked him last year as a rookie. This year, it looked like he's stepping into his own. They're running the football well with Eckler. Their defense is playing good with the 2 Florida State boys back there in the secondary. I'm gonna roll with the LA Superchargers.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and agree with you. I'm gonna go with the Chargers too, like for all the reasons that you said. Because they are playing real good ball. Defense is playing good. They're running ball, and Herbert is that deal. There's no questions about Justin Herbert.
Where are they playing?
It's in San Diego. I mean, it's in LA. It's in LA. So who you got?
If it was in Cleveland, I'd give the Browns a slight chance, but it's in LA. Like I said, that cat Herbert looking real good, and plus the Chargers got DBU in a defensive backfield with Lil Zont and the Derwin James. So I'm gonna pick the Chargers. I don't think they got. I don't think they got nothing for them.
Okay,
The Browns was like my conspiracy theory pick to go to the Super Bowl. They've been looking like shit. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't think the NFL can pull that line off.
It's not. I mean, we could see the Browns winning this game. It's not out of the realm.
It's not out of the realm.
Oh no, yeah, they can absolutely win the game.
They can win this game.
I just don't have a whole lot of faith in what they've been doing. Did y'all see Baker Mayfield try to high step Sunday?
No, I seen
after stiff arming somebody.
I seen him miss Odell wide open under through him.
Man,
I saw that.
I ain't got no faith in the Browns, so Chargers all day.
All right, moving on to the NCAA. First game up this week is a 12 o'clock game on Fox. Number 6 Oklahoma versus number 21 Texas. Slow, who you got?
It's a tough one.
Yeah, because like I said earlier, it's gonna be 70-69. Oklahoma's been having Texas number. I'm gonna go with the not so handsome young quarterback, Spencer Rattler.
As my mama say, that boy looks peculiar. He really does. But anyway,
I guess this is where I deviate. I got a feeling Texas is gonna come to play. I'm gonna go with Texas. Oklahoma hasn't looked too good.
No, they haven't. And honestly, I haven't seen Texas. That's why I picked Oklahoma.
Texas is playing okay. I mean, Sarkisian, he's got him. He seems to have them. They're 3-1, so they're not. They're not too bad. Or they only got one loss. So we'll see what they can do. But I just think Oklahoma, after all that hype of returning all those players this year, not looking too good. And knowing my luck, this will be a coming out party. And Spencer Rattler throw for like 400 yards and 4 touchdowns and no interceptions.
I'm with you though, B. I like Texas. Because I feel like Oklahoma hasn't really played nobody to hit them in the mouth yet, and I think Texas will. And I'm giving Texas the slight edge because I did not know this, but Steve Sarkisian is married to a black woman. She is setting his money on fire. Because every Saturday, the Texas Longhorns Twitter account posts a picture of her and what she's wearing.
I need to see this.
I was totally shocked. My brother brought it to my attention on Twitter, and then my wife
caught one out the club.
My wife has been following it ever since. But
Steve
Sarkisian is man. He ain't married to just any old black woman now. She's blacker than me.
Claude, we need to see the picture.
She's chocolate. Claude, if you can find, you can find the photo, Claude, put up on the screen. So I'm giving Sarkisian the edge because,
hey, I changed my pick.
Sarkisian is now eating.
Now you want to go with Texas?
He's eating.
No,
he's eating white beans and cornbread.
So Sarkisian is getting the dirt treatment. He coming to the game with a plate wrapped in foil.
Yes, just like Dirk Nowitzki, and his old lady is showing up with a new bag every Saturday, a new outfit every Saturday, and posed up for the Longhorns Twitter account to get up a flick in.
So you changing your pick because
no, I'm going with
that. Ain't her, Claude. That's his ex-wife.
Oh,
he got rid of her.
Oh, that's what the picture I saw. Oh,
nobody. She ain't there no more. She's gone.
He had 2 black chicks
back to back.
Steve was drinking Hennessy.
Man, go on the Texas Longhorns Twitter feed. I guarantee you, you'll find a flick of her because they post her up every Saturday. She's in the end zone like L'Oreal.
Why do they keep showing pictures?
Steve got that Bruce Arians swag.
What you say?
You know Bruce, because when you hear Bruce talk, you know Bruce done touched the cup.
You know Bruce grew up
with us.
He used to babysit Tiki and Rondé Barber when they was Jets.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's and trust me, that fit does her no justice for what she shows up with on Saturday. That's just a throwaway Gucci bag that she got on.
Throwaway.
Then probably some red bottoms that she walking on the concrete in. Yeah, man. Yeah. She sets it out for him every Saturday, baby.
Calm down.
That's she him drinking.
I mean, she's a nice looking woman.
He left the one where he was getting drunk all the time for her.
For her?
Yeah, going back to
she's just gonna run his ass crazy.
Yeah, I like the other one. Anyway,
but I'm picking Texas because I think they'll hit Oklahoma in the mouth, and because she's gonna make him a 5-plate the Friday before.
Man, that woman don't cook shit.
Damn, so don't.
It doesn't matter. She will hire another black
Oh,
woman.
I was going to say she gonna have
She
a
don't cook
caterer.
because Steve don't know how to eat. You notice what she said. You don't know what good food is.
Anyway,
What the fuck is a parsnip?
Right. Me no damn parsnips. In this house.
lightsaber.
All right, go on to the next pick. Lord have mercy. Somebody get us back on topic, please.
Hey, what he said? Going on. Watch up now. Come back down. We can watch.
Leonard Washington.
Just so you know, Todd used just so you know, his ass will be back. Run on and do your thing, girl.
All right, man. Let's get back
Going
on
to take a bath. Come back down. We watch some Martin Lawrence.
I find out you been going through a shit on the beach in there.
All right, game number 2.
That was the second one, wasn't it?
No, that was the first.
Oh, my bad.
Game number 2, 3:30. We got number 3 Georgia versus number 18 Auburn in Auburn.
What are we even talking about?
Is it? I mean, you okay?
Until Georgia proves me wrong, I'm picking them.
You rolling with Georgia?
I'm rolling with
It's
Georgia.
JT Daniels playing.
It don't.
I don't think
Yes,
he's.
it do.
No,
I don't think he's back. I don't know if he's back or not. I don't know if the boy.
He was looking a little shaky. They had him warming up before the game to see
Yeah,
if he could
yeah,
go,
yeah.
and he was wincing as he was throwing.
So I don't know.
So it might
It
might
might be
be
back up again.
with Stetson,
Yeah.
Bennett the fourth.
Right. I heard that name. I was like Stetson Bennett the 4th. You got old cotton money.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a brother who plays baseball.
Belvedere.
His brother's name is Knox, Knox. My son played with him a few times. But yeah, his name is Knox
Wow.
Bennett.
Yeah,
This is Knox Bennington. That's
Knox Bennett
That's
of
old,
the Nashville Bennett's.
South Georgia Bennett.
so who you got, man?
Ooh,
The Bennett fortune of
this
South
game
Georgia.
is going to be close, but
can
Georgia
see
will
that.
pull it out. Chuck don't have any confidence in Auburn, but these rivalry games, Auburn's
never know.
gonna be up for this. They're gonna be in that loud ass
Bo
stadium.
Nix is trash.
He is, but you know they get up for these games. But Georgia's still gonna pull it out. They'll cause a
Man.
turnover. Pull it out.
Dak has called me every week for the past 3 weeks to ask me why is Bo Nix still at Auburn. He feel like Bo Nix done been there for 10 years. I'm like, bro, he's a true junior. Like this is only
Yeah.
his 3rd year.
Only 3rd year, and last year didn't count.
Yeah.
See,
people
look at
forget-
Look at it. Bo Nix
This
shaking my head. He hates. He literally called me every day, every week for the last 3 weeks. Why is Bo Nix still out?
Your boyfriend that was at LSU didn't look too bad. When they
Brad
put-
Johnson.
didn't.
No,
No,
the
he's talking
black
about
kid.
Finley from. He
Oh, okay.
transferred from LSU
Yeah.
last year. Now he's Bo Nix back
He
at
look like
Auburn.
he's 8 feet tall though.
He looks like imagine like if what was the old boy that used to play at LSU? Jamarcus. Imagine if Jamarcus Russell had a sloppy looking son. That's kind of like what the Jets.
Man, so I'm gonna.
That's kind of what he looked like.
I'm going with Georgia too. I think this might be Georgia's year. I don't think they really run into a test until they get to Florida. So I'm gonna go with Georgia. All right. So game number 3, probably the biggest game of this weekend is number 4 Penn State versus number 3 Iowa. It's a 4:00 game in Iowa.
It's a tough one for me, anyway.
Slow, who you got?
Going with the fake Pittsburgh Steelers.
You going with Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I Penn State's playing great defense,
They are.
and the offense is not turning over, and they doing enough to keep them ahead of the chain. So I'm going with Penn State.
It's the toss up. I'm a pick Iowa just because they're at home.
Yeah, because
I feel like anybody can win.
when
the
they
game.
wave at them little home them kids at that hospital.
Oh man, you
that's
can't
it.
you can't lose when you pause the game to wave at kids in the children's hospital. That's watching the game from the window.
If it would have been Happy Valley, I would have went with Penn State. But when they wave at them
Yeah.
children, they get.
I'm only picking Iowa because they're at home.
Yeah,
No other
dude,
reason.
That's it. That's
No other reason.
All right,
It's a night game, right?
4:00.
4:00.
What is the big night game?
It's not big. It's not big enough.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember what it was, but I think it's like an ESPN game at like 7:00.
Oh, okay. Okay.
ABC game, and I think Alabama's playing that night. I don't know. It wasn't as big as it. These
Right.
3 games we picked from are the biggest games of the weekend.
Okay, cool.
All
I
right.
went all of them at 3:30 because I'm paying.
Well,
I still gotta watch.
I mean, I
first
gotta watch them. Depends on how I go.
game. Yeah.
Maybe like, you know what? I say that shit every week.
Shockingly,
I watched the whole game.
Shockingly, I've sat through all games so far this year. Even because
I
last
have
year was the first time ever I said that I've turned the game off before it was over. I'm gonna try to see if I can sit through all of them this year. But if we getting the breaks beat off against North Carolina, I'm not watching that shit.
I sit through all of them. All right, that's gonna do it for who you got.
Cool. All right. As you know, we always end our show off with Who's That Lady? This week in Who's That Lady, we are going to honor a young woman who is the executive director of the National Basketball Players Association. And her name is Michelle Roberts. Michelle Roberts was born in 1956, and she grew up in a housing project in the South Bronx. She's the first woman to hold the position of NBA, National Basketball Players Association executive director, and the first woman to head a major professional sports union in North America. Previously, she was an attorney. Like I said, she grew up in the South Bronx. She attended the Master's School, which is a school in Dobbs Ferry, New York. She earned her BA at Wesleyan University in 1977 and her JD from the University of California at Berkeley School of Law. She began her career in 1980 as a public defender in the District of Columbia. She served in that role for 8 years, rising to chief of trial division. She was mentored by attorney Charles Ogletree. She built her reputation as a trial lawyer. She worked for the Aiken Gump from 2004 to 2011. In 2011, she was hired by Skadden, Arps, Slate, Merger, and Flom and their law firm. She was named the executive director of National Basketball Players Association in July 2014. She succeeded Billy Hunter by receiving 32 of 36 votes. In 2014, she was named one of ESPNW's Impact 25. She's currently also an adjunct faculty member at Harvard Law School, and a fellow of the American College of Trial Lawyers. The Washingtonian once referred to her as the finest pure trial lawyer in Washington. She is slated to retire from the NBPA executive director in the summer of next year. So we want to give her flowers before she goes and hangs it up. Michelle Roberts, we salute you from the OG Sports Show. We appreciate the trail that you have blazed for young ladies throughout the country and being a star representative for Black women everywhere.
That's dope, man.
Peace to Miss Roberts.
It shows that you don't have to be an athlete as a woman to make it in sports. You can
Absolutely
there's
not.
other avenues and other ways you can go.
Yep.
So
She parlayed her career as a fantastic trial lawyer into representing the National Basketball Players Association.
I think last year when it came out, there was like when you said 32 or 36 voted for her.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's why when you think about that story that came out last year when they was having the meetings, I don't know if it was like to go over the COVID protocol to agree to it.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think it was Kyrie or somebody was giving her pushback and they checked them real quick. Like Chris Paul checked, like, no, we're not doing this.
Yeah, I watched her a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if y'all have ever seen, Bob Costas got a show on HBO now.
I've seen a couple
on
times.
The record, which he had her and Demaurice Smith on there talking about Bomani Jones. And yeah, she don't play the radio. Tell you right now. Even Demaurice Smith said that she used to whoop him back when he was a lawyer also. He said that she used to take him to school.
Oh, he was a DC lawyer too, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he said that they've gone against each other a few trials, and she's taking him to school each time. He said so. Yeah, she don't play the radio now. But I love her. We want to, like I said, salute to her once again. Shout out from the OG Sports Show. We love you, Miss Roberts, and appreciate everything that you do.
Word up.
All right, so that's it, fellas. Another live show in the books.
I do want to say to our loyal listeners, thank you for tuning in each show.
Absolutely.
We are going to commit to you guys to being more consistent with putting our shows out twice a month. That's what we're committing to.
Absolutely.
And we're going to stick to it. So thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for just joining in and joining the conversation. Really appreciate it, man.
For sure. We appreciate everybody who sent in questions this week. Continue to do so. We'll be back hopefully in 2 weeks to get y'all back at it again. Send more questions in. We're going to have Ask a OG as a permanent segment on the show as long as we get the questions fielded. So we look forward to that. So we appreciate y'all joining us once again. Y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace out.
We pound greater.